What is up, you beautiful people of the interwebs? Adobe recently released an update to Adobe Premiere Pro. It's Adobe Premiere Pro 2020, version 14. There's a bunch of new updates. I'm going to show you my favorite top 4 updates to Adobe Premiere Pro 2020 and how to use them, starting right now. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Trevor Jones, Hollywood editor turned full-time realtor and YouTuber. On this channel, I teach you to create better videos so you can sell more stuff like houses. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Subscribing's free, man. And smack the bell so you don't miss out on future content so you can level up your video game. Let's jump into the first feature that I love about Adobe Premiere Pro 2020. The first one is called Auto Reframing. When you create a video, it's usually shot horizontally and looks like this. But sometimes you want to be able to upload that to another platform like Facebook or Instagram feed or IGTV, and there are aspect ratios that are better on those other platforms. Now, historically, the way we would do that in Adobe Premiere is like, say we wanted to make a 4:5 video for Instagram feed. That's the optimal size for a video or photo on Instagram feed. The way you do that is you'd take your normal sequence, go up into sequence settings, and change it to a 4:5 aspect ratio, which happens to be 968 by 1080. And then suddenly you've got a vertical video. But what's the problem? Stuff isn't centered anymore. So you would have to manually go in and recenter every single one of these things using the effects tab up here. And that could take some time. Here it's a quick sequence. It wouldn't take long at all. But if you had a full sequence, it could take a very long time. Adobe has fixed that. And they've done it. There's 2 ways to do it. The first way is to go into the Effects tab right here and choose Transform and choose this thing here called Auto Reframe. Now you do that after you resize it to the size that you want. This is the longer way, but let me show you real quick. And what you do is you just drop the Auto Reframe effect right onto the clip. It analyzes it very quickly and it will try to find the area of interest. Adobe has actually done a bunch of tests to see what do people look at when they're looking at video, and they've implemented an algorithm that helps the effect recreate what a human would want to see, what they'd want to track. So now centered is the cat. Let me turn that volume down, and then boom, now the kitty stays in the center automatically. That is the longer way to do this. There's a much better way to do this. Let me show you the better way. Let's go ahead and take our cut that is still horizontal, called Adobe Insta. Okay, right, here's the horizontal cut. To make that a vertical 4:5, you just right click on it and choose Auto Reframe Sequence. Then you choose which aspect ratio you want. We don't want a square one. In this case, we want a vertical 4:5 for Instagram feed. By the way, square is pretty great for Facebook, vertical 4:5 is pretty good for Instagram feed, and vertical 9:16 is awesome for IGTV. So let's go ahead and choose vertical 4:5, click OK. It does 2 things. It automatically changes the aspect ratio of the sequence to match what you want, in this case 4:5. Notice that it's vertical automatically. I didn't have to go up in here into settings to change anything. And while I was talking, it automatically reframed every shot. Look at this, kitty's center. I'm in the center. The dog's in the center. Kaylin's in the center automatically. Then you just export it and boom, you've got a high resolution 4:5 video clip perfectly ready to go on Instagram feed. So that is my favorite #1 new feature in Adobe Premiere Pro 2020 version 14. My second favorite feature is the ability to adjust your volume, your levels a little bit more. In the past, with this little line right here, you could change your levels. You could raise them up 6 decibels, right? Which was never enough. You always needed more. Now you can go all the way up to 15. Whoa! So that's pretty cool. There are other ways to raise the levels. By the way, you can see in the audio clip mixer how much the levels are going up. Let go and you can see that, oh, it's up 15 decibels, right? And it's all the way down to nothing. You can see that and track it here with the audio clip mixer. You can also adjust it here, obviously, and you can see the line follow. But now we can go up to 15, which is awesome. The other way to adjust your levels is to adjust the gain by typing the letter G on the keyboard. Lets you adjust the gain. Let's say this looks hot maybe. I want to go -10. Boom, it's -10. And then notice that this line stays there. Nothing changes here, but it does drop the volume by 10 decibels. So I love the ability now to be able to just use the line, and you can keyframe it by typing P to get the pen tool and take it all the way up here and all the way down. It's an amazing feature. I've been wanting the ability to raise the volume more than 6 decibels for a very long time. Go ahead and post Heck yes, I have, if you've also been wanting that feature. My third favorite feature is the ability to adjust the speed more than we used to be able to. In the past, we could increase the speed of a clip 1000%, which was cool, but sometimes you needed more. And in order to do that, you had to nest the clip and increase the speed of the nest, and that became somewhat of a pain. But now we can increase the speed up to, guess how much? I hit Command J on my keyboard, and I can adjust the speed up to 20,000%, which is way more than most of us will probably ever need. Boom, the whole beach in a millisecond. Let's undo that with Command Z, and realistically, I'd want to speed this up, depending on what I was doing, maybe 2,000% max. Probably not that much. Shot in slow motion. But at 2,000%, a slow motion clip looks like this. And depending, after it was rendered, it would look pretty cool, actually. The ability to adjust the speed more than I used to be able to is massive. By the way, the other way you change speed is you right-click on the effects icon here. You choose time remapping speed. And now I can grab the pen tool right here, click on that line, and then I can adjust the line before or after it to go down as low as nothing, or 2.5% looks like, and as high as 20,000%, which is amazing. And probably never going to use that, but to be able to go up more than 1,000 to say, 1,790, that's pretty cool. So I can go from slow motion, once it is there, boom, into hyperspace. And by the way, to make that transition smoother, if you don't know how to do that, is you just click here and drag it over a bit, and now it will gradually ramp up from normal speed, shot in slow motion, up to 1,700%. So super smooth, super cool. All right, that is my third favorite feature in Adobe Premiere Pro 2020. Now I can leave the same clip up to show you my fourth and final favorite feature in Adobe Premiere Pro, which is the ability to move a clip without having to go into the effects panel. Typically, if you want to move a clip to the left or right or scale it, you would click on the clip, you'd highlight it in the timeline, you go up to Effect Controls, and you can scale it by sliding it here if you want to make it smaller or bigger, or you can move it left and right with these. And if you wanted to move it manually, let's just get it back to where it was. If you wanted to move it manually, you would click on the word motion here, and now notice how we have a blue line. Now I can move this around, and now I can scale it, right? And that's kind of cool, but to have to click on it, go up here, all that junk, that can be a pain. There's a better way to do it now. You can simply click on Premiere Pro in the top left here and choose Keyboard Shortcuts, or on a Mac, hit Option-Command-K. It brings up your keyboard. We can type in the word direct, and here you see Activate Direct Manipulation in Project. Lots of words. They could have just said move, right? So we want to add a keystroke here that will allow us to move this clip without having to go to the Effects tab. What do? You click right here, you type the keystroke you want to use. I'm going to use the letter U, and I'm going to click OK. And now look at this. I'm in the timeline, I click on it, and I type the letter U, and look at that. These lines appeared. They weren't there before. I'm going to click away from it. They went away. Click it, nothing happens. Oh no, you have to do it every time. Something I learned. So click on this, type the letter U, and boom, look at this. These blue lines, that means now I can move this around, and I can scale it and do all kinds of cool stuff. I can even rotate it without having to go over here to the Effects tab. My fourth and final favorite feature of Adobe Premiere Pro 2020 version 14. Which of these four new features are you most excited about? Go ahead and post that in the comments below. If you learned something new from this video, please go ahead and hit that like below and smack that subscribe button. For more awesome YouTube tutorials, go ahead and hit that box in the top right corner. I cannot wait to see the Adobe Premiere Pro 2020 Enhanced stories you have to share.